We all know our first guest from Dawson's Creek. Now he's starring in the new hit show Fringe. Please welcome Josh Jackson.
That's okay. I got a brand new boot for you.
Say look. Now, that's so fashionable.
Yeah, girlfriend approved. I'm all well put together today for you.
Yeah, oh, that's very nice. I take that as a huge compliment. Now, this is your beautiful girlfriend,
My
Diane
lovely
Kruger. Yes. And Diane played Helen in the movie Troy, correct?
I've done okay.
Yeah, well, she has too. You're no slouch. I'll tell you that right now, right up front.
I don't know. I think if you look at...
Which one?
I'm doing much better here, maybe, than here. Somehow I don't think she would like this guy so much.
Wait, which one are you?
This one over here. I'm the bad haircut guy.
There he is. There. Oh. But, you know, it's a great show. You're very fortunate, don't you think?
Extremely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're a great actor, so they're lucky to have you. But it's nice to be on a show like Dawson's Creek and then be on Fringe, which is so hard for a TV show to make it.
It is. Especially, it's been a very tough year, so the fact that people have been tuning in is great. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, people are more than tuning in. I mean, it's a huge success, and I think maybe it's because it's like the one thing that we don't know for sure. Tell the audience the premise of the show, if you don't mind, or all of us. I'd like to hear it too.
The premise of the show is that science has gotten to a place that we're no longer in control of it. That we sort of open Pandora's box and it's running amok around the world, and we're sent to try and investigate and sort of keep the world from spinning apart. That's our job. But what
I knew I found you attractive for a reason, but now that I know how powerful you are.
But it's the J.J. Abrams world. It's the big, wild, conspiracy, mad, sci-fi stuff, and the things that we're able to do are amazing. I mean, from the difference from Dawson's Creek to this show, the things that you can do on television are just incredible.
Yeah, and J.J. Abrams, of course, a great storyteller.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. Let's show us some Fringe.
Since he's dead, Peter, you'll obviously have to be his ears and mouth. Eventually, we'll connect this to your head. Okay, dear, we're ready. Turn it on. Try 200 microvolts. Oh, look, Peter. He's talking to you. I suppose it's a good thing it wasn't attached to your head.
Wow. I haven't seen Vincent Price in a long time. He looks fantastic.
He's held up well.
Yes.
Yeah. Got some daddy issues on that show, I think. That's my father, who's going to plug me into the machine there.
That's really your dad in real life?
Not in real life, but on the show.
Oh, the character on the show. Yes, that I understand, but I was like, wow.
Yeah, they like to keep it close to home. And I don't know what it is about, I don't know if you guys have watched all the shows, but we've done 10 episodes, and I've been strapped down and tortured twice. I think I might have angered JJ somehow.
Well, it's too big of a setup. Clean it up, pal.
Yeah,
this
sorry.
is a daytime.
I know.
No, this is a story that I love, and I wrote a note to myself because I wanted to remember to ask you about it. You tell us about your childhood home, because this is something, we still have our childhood home that we grew up in.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I came back when I was 2 years old. My family moved from Vancouver, which is where I was born, and we moved into Topanga, which is just a little off the beaten path here in LA.
Canyon out here in Los.
I was at a friend of mine's wedding in Topanga, and the day after her wedding, her brother and I, who have known each other since we were 2 years old, decided to go see my old house. And as we were walking in Topanga, and as we were walking through the field in front of it, the man who had bought it from my father happened to be sitting on the porch, and I called up to him and said, this is my old home, and I actually put the sticker in the window over there. And he says, what, you mean in the dragon room, which was my childhood bedroom, which has a big wall-sized mural of a dragon painted by my mother's friend Virginie. And I went running across the field and said, I can't believe that this thing's still on the wall. I haven't seen it since I was a little kid.
So he bought the house and they never painted over the dragon?
Never painted over the dragon. So I, it's a Sunday afternoon, and I said, I know it's a lot to ask, but if you could let me in, it would mean a lot to me. So he lets me in, open the door, and it's like a mausoleum to my childhood. All the furniture's in the same place, and the pictures are in the same place, which, as you can imagine, is an emotional sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, just even going into your childhood home, even if it all had changed, I think it would bring back so much.
Well, every room has a very specific memory, but we finally get up to my childhood bedroom, and I stand in front of this dragon, and I said to him, I was like, I cannot believe that you left this on the wall. And he turned to me and he said, I knew it meant a lot to somebody, and that they were going to come back for it someday. And that's me.
No, wait, though.
And then it goes on.
Yes, but this is what, I mean, that's pretty amazing that somebody would respect the artwork or somebody's memory.
Well, and the story could have ended well there, but then at the end of a long conversation, I said to him, if you ever, and I was only 22 at the time, so I said, if you ever consider selling this house, let me just have a crack at it. I'd just like to know that I tried, because obviously it means so much to me. We exchanged phone numbers. He's a great guy. Arnie Costell still lives in town. And the next morning at 9 a.m., he called me up and said, were you serious about buying the house? I said, yeah, it turns out I work on this TV show, so I'm doing all right. And he said, okay, it's yours. And he sold it to me the next day.
So he owns his childhood home. He went and bought it. That's such a great story.
It's a good story. And actually, and then there's even one more step after that. So the reason we moved out of that house, sad story, my family separated.
Oh, and, yeah, it's tough for a kid.
Yeah, it's typical story. But my little sister is the first college-educated Jackson, which is a big moment. Mm-hmm. And the day after I was flying to New York to move her into school, into NYU. And that night, my two half-brothers, who were my father's first children, my sister and myself sat and had dinner for the first time ever in our entire lives.
All of you together?
2 nights, yeah, first time ever. It was a big week.
I know, but it says a lot about you, how important those moments are.
Yeah, they're important. Life is good. I don't have many complaints. In fact, since I brought up the family, my little nephew, Jackson, my brother's son, was playing around and broke his leg. So he's laid up for a couple weeks in a cast, so I should say hi to Jackson.
Oh, of course.
Uncle Josh misses you. I'm very sorry that you're all laid up.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I know. I heard the day you moved in, you painted over the dragon. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
Thank you so much for being here. You can check out French Tuesdays on Fox. Really nice to meet you.